Okay, this video is going to cover a couple things. One, I am going to go over my thoughts about contouring different eye shapes. So if you have watched my previous videos on contouring your face and how crazy I think all of those charts are, and they're just kind of confusing because I mean, there's just a million different face shapes. I think I have a heart chin and a square jaw and round cheeks. So for me, they are confusing. I know for some people they like those diagrams, but for me, I don't. What I like and what I'm more interested in is what you like or you don't like about your face shape. And same goes for eyes for me. So, and I think it goes back to when I was in hair school eons ago. We had this really awesome cutting specialist as an instructor, and he'd been in the business forever. He was a celebrity hairstylist, and he always told us that when people would come in and sit down in his chair that were new clients, he would have them play with their hair. And that would give him the best indication of what haircut to give them, because it didn't matter to him if they had a round face, if they had a square face, if they had a long face. You know, what the chart said gave them the perfect haircut. What mattered to him was how they wanted the end result to be. And the same goes for me and my philosophy, I think, with makeup. So if you sit down in my chair, yeah, you could have completely deep set eyes, and maybe there are some tips and tricks on those diagrams that will give you the best and most flattering look for that eye. But what I'm interested in is if you even like your deep set eyes or you don't like your deep set eyes. You know, some people with completely round eyes love to amplify that. Some people with round eyes want an almond eye. So really, I don't know if those charts are like a one size fits all thing, at least in my opinion. And in my experience also with people. So I am gonna share with you though my favorite basic eyeshadow colors and what they will do for your eye and your eye shape. Now I did do a video previously on hooded lids, and that can also go along with like a mono lid because those ones are a little bit harder. There's no dimension to them. So you have to go in and really add some dimension and be kind of tricky with your placement. But all the other eye shapes, if you think about the basics of highlighting and contouring, we'll be able to hit the nail on the head with what you want your end result to be with your eye. So here are some colors that I love that are tried and true. These are all MAC colors, so you can go out and buy these really easily, okay? The first color, and I use this almost on every single person, is called Orb, right there. Orb is a matte color that's got a nice peach to it. It ends up being a really nice flesh color, okay? So I use this a lot as a base color, and then also as a color right on the lid for those that don't have a lot of lid space right here that want it to pop out, okay? This is great for mature skin or for well, I guess for everybody, but especially mature skin. And I am starting to get that crepey texture, you know, kind of the wrinkly texture as we get older. So I'm really leaning more towards this. It's not, you're not getting like that shimmer that's gonna just amplify that crepiness in there. It's a nice matte color. So Orb is definitely one that I think everybody should own. It's fantastic. Now, if you do like a shimmer, then I suggest Naked Lunch. I've talked about this before. Naked Lunch is almost the same color as Orb, just with a shimmer in it. And I hope you can see this. It's got a little bit of a peach to it. This is a great color as a highlight right underneath the brow bone. Those that need more of their eye to pop out, you know, if you want your eye to pop in certain places, this is a great one. So I use this a lot right under my brow, right here like that. You see just a tiny, tiny bit. And then also it's great on the inner corner for those with like close set eyes that want to give the illusion that your eyes are wider set apart. That's a really great color too, or tucked right on the lid. I'm not gonna put this on my lid today, but usually every day I do because I wanna show you a different one. So Naked Lunch, I also think everybody should own. That's a great one. And then SHROOM is another one. Hopefully I can find this really quick. SHROOM is another one that is great. It is one of the top 3 products that MAC sells. I find SHROOM to be a little bit light, though. It makes me feel like I have a harsh shimmer because I am medium skin tone and I can't see it. I had it just right here, so I'm so sorry. I'll keep looking for it though. But it is a whiter version of this Naked Lunch, so it doesn't have any peach to it. It's more of like a really white champagne color, okay? So that one's great if you have lighter skin tone. And that's I mean, almost like every 3rd person in the nation owns that, so it's a good one. If you find that SHROOM is a little bit light for you though, switch it up to Naked Lunch. It's a good one. Okay, and then the next one that's great is called All That Glitters. That's this one right here. All That Glitters is a peachy gold with a gold shimmer to it, or a gold frost, I guess, to it. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it wears so beautifully on everybody. I don't know if you can see that right in there. It's just a really light color. My niece wears that one all the time. She just tucks it right on her lid and then just blends up. So that's a great one. It's called All That Glitters. The color that I like though, for people that have a smaller lid like I do, you can't really see my lid a whole lot, right here. So I like to tuck a lighter color in there with a denser brush to make it kind of pop. This one's called Rice Paper. And Rice Paper is a yellowy frost, okay? So it is going to make your eyes pop. Every time I wear this, people compliment me on my eye makeup. It's beautiful, like beautiful. And you're not gonna feel too white, and it's not too flesh colored, so you are gonna get an actual pop of color. Isn't that pretty? I love that color. Okay, so this is great. It is pretty under the brow bone for darker skin tones. Okay, that's gonna give you a nice highlight with a fluffier brush. Or for us lighter skin toned women, this on your lid or under the brow bone is pretty too, but on the lid, this is killer. This is what I use on a lot of brides because it's gorgeous and it photographs beautifully. So right in there, I tuck it, okay? And then, now let's get into transition colors or a crease color. So if you watched my video on hooded eyes or eye shapes, you heard me talking about 3 different colors, that you want a nude color up in here or a naked color up in here. Then you want something that's a little bit darker than your skin tone, and that's gonna add some dimension. So my eyes, okay, my eyes are round, but then they also, since I'm aging, they have the nice droopiness that I'm getting right over in here. That's also considered, let's see, downturned, okay, technically. See, I don't even know the names. So, but that's technically considered downturned. So I know that this to me pops out more than I want it to. So if you understand highlighting and contouring, that means I need a little bit darker color to make it recess, right? So I'm gonna grab my fluffier brush. I'm just swiping off from that highlight color. And then I'm gonna grab texture. Texture is one of my favorite colors ever, especially if you have blue or green eyes. It's beautiful on all skin tones and all eye colors, but especially if you have if you have blue or green eyes, this is gorgeous because it's a really warm brown, okay? So you see that, I just tucked it right in there in my deep crease, okay? I'm gonna swipe off the brush, and then I'm gonna take it and just blend up right where it bothers me, because we're just making that just come all the way back. And then I do blend a little in and a little bit more out, but really I'm keeping it right there where that skin bugs me, right there, like that. Okay, and that's what I do every single day. I have been using those Stila colors in that palette that I'm obsessed with, but I keep getting people saying, I can't find that palette anywhere. So I switched it up to all MAC today because you can find these. So, see? It's just a little bit of a color, like you may not even be able to tell it's there. You know, I mean, you can just see that my eyes have dimension. That's all that does. And this eye and this eye are different. This one comes down more, it droops more. I think it's because I sleep on this side and it squishes, but this side isn't as droopy. So I don't have a whole lot of correcting to do over here. All I'm doing is trying to balance out the color, really. That's it. You see? Just brightens up everything. So, and then we have your darker colors. If you are cooler skin toned and you don't want something as warm like this, SOBA is a great option. This is just kind of an ashy brown. It's got a slight shimmer to it, but not enough that you're gonna be shimmery. Like us with some aging or more mature eyes can definitely wear SOBA or texture. The more matte version of these two, this one, the texture that I have on is going to be Saddle. That's more matte version, okay? And then the more matte version of SOBA is going to be Cork. Okay, so if you don't want a shimmer whatsoever, but you see, you can't really see a shimmer, but I like it. I mean, like I said, I even have more mature eyes and I can wear it, but those are great basics, okay? Those are really, really good. And then for a little bit darker color, so this is what I wear every single day, okay? Like is something like this. I've been using the Stila stuff, but this is what I use every single day because I just want some basic colors, right? Then about midday, if I'm doing a video or if Ben and I are gonna go out at night and I want to add pops of color or I wanna add dimension or, you know, like a smoky eye, then I just go right over the top of this. And that's what you should be doing. You should have some really good basic colors. You should have, you know, a highlight color that you love, a little bit darker color for whatever area of your eye bothers you that you want to come back a little, and then something that's also going to make your eyes pop if you need to. So some different eye shapes and kind of how to correct those for the most part is, again, like I was saying, if you have close set eyes, so those are eyes that don't have a whole lot of light in here, you need to add a highlight color right here to make them look wider, okay? And then on the opposite spectrum, if you have wide set eyes, then what do you need to do to add in there? You want a little bit of a shadow. So I'm gonna take that texture and go right in here just to show you. That's as much shadow as you want or need on the inside corner of your eye, okay? Is something just like texture like that, okay? I have that shimmer under it, so it's kind of looking a little funny. There you go. But you can see how that made my eyes look closer together, right? Okay, and then if you have the downturned eyes like I do, which means this space right here is coming down this way, you need to add contour right in there to counteract that, to make it look like it's coming back instead of popping forward. Don't use like a highlight shimmer right there, okay? Then there's also the upturned eye. Yeah, that's where you're drooping or you have more skin up in here, and I'm starting to get that also right in here too, if you can see that. So I try to keep my shimmer away from there too because I don't want it to look even worse. I want it to come back. So I usually will take that texture and come up in here a little bit just to kind of conceal that a little bit, okay? So as we age, our eyes change too. So you just, I mean, one good trick that I learned is if you look at yourself straight on in a mirror, you take an eyeliner or a lip liner and you draw your eye shape, okay? That way you can see where you see what is a little bit thicker or where it's shadowed, maybe where you'd want to shadow a little bit more or add a little bit more of a darker color, okay? There are deep set eyes, which means there's no eye space at all. It's kind of tricky. Some people with hooded eyes can also have deep set eyes, or you think you have deep set eyes. It's kind of, I mean, it's not the same thing, but kind of. It's where you have a lot of eye space up in here, really small eyes, and then the bottom part seems to pop, not puffy, like you don't have puffy under eyes, but this line seems to come out a little bit more, almost like that, okay? Those are deep set eyes, so you know you need to shadow down in there, and you could use that texture color right down in there too, okay? So that's going to balance you because you have a lot of light up here and you have a lot of light up out here, so you need to go back and you need to go back. So you know you kind of need a little bit of a smoky eye. All right, that's deep set eyes. There are the protruding eyes, and that's women that have a lot of lid space and not a lot of space up here. My best friend has that. So we know we need to go a little bit darker on her lid. So we would flip-flop these. Okay, we would do the transition color on her lid to kind of shade a little bit to make them come back, and then we would add a shimmer at the top to make it come out, to make them balance, right? So it's all about balancing. Let me go into my darker colors that I really like. I like Espresso right there. Espresso is a great one. If you want a little bit more or need a little bit more contour wherever you want to come back even more. It's also great as a shadow underneath. I'm gonna take the MAC 219 brush and I'm just twirling that brush in the color and I'm coming under here. Okay, I love this color because it's not warm. It's and it's not really ashy. It's just like a true brown. It's beautiful. Some people use this as their contour color. I find it to be a little bit muddy on the cheeks, but I do like warmer tones on the cheeks. So isn't that pretty? So those are for you people that need a little bit more shadow down in here, or if you need some up in here too to contour a little bit more. But I like EMBARK. EMBARK is like this rich, dark color. And I'm gonna take the 217 brush and I am tapping evenly in there. And we're just gonna take this right in here where I like to contour a little bit more. I use this on a lot of people. This is a great basic eye, you guys. It's the orb up top, that texture as the transition color. Rice paper on the lid, and then EMBARK just to add a little bit more contour like that. Isn't that pretty? And then loads of mascara for any eye shape. Any eye shape can use or can benefit from a lot of mascara or from false lashes. If you don't know your eye shape, don't stress. I mean, it's totally fine. Just look in a mirror and see what you like and what you don't like, or what you think, gosh, I can't see this part. So then you know you want it to pop out. You know you need a light color and possibly a shimmer, okay, depending on your texture of your skin. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna finish up and put some mascara on. I'll post a picture of this finished product. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and put them on here or head over to my Instagram at Breckhouse, and I get back to you really quickly. You can DM me too if you are a little bit more comfortable with that. And then I'll also try to get all these up on the blog, I don't know when, hopefully soon, at breckhousbeauty.com. Okay, thanks guys.